Welcome all to Week 8. Billy B kept his hot hand rolling in Week 7. A quick look back at our Week 7 records. Billy B went an astounding 4-1 straight up and against the spread, and I sadly went 3-2 straight up and 2-3 against the spread. Over the last 4 weeks, Billy is 17-3 straight up and 16-4 against the spread. Last week's question of the week asked the viewers, what were your bold predictions for Week 7? Our only correct bold prediction last week, we had someone call the Eagles upsetting the Vikings. Cheese Guy, sweet name bro, stated that it would have been an embarrassing loss for the Eagles to lose to the Vikings and that the Eagles would upset the Vikings by more than 6.5 points. Oh, and the football guru Cool P19 and Craig Conway also threw in for that Eagles upset. That's about it for people who are right with their bold predictions. There were a lot of, oh my god, the Steelers are going to upset the Patriots, but we all see how that turned out. Congrats to those who were featured and good luck to everyone for this week's question of the week. Let's get into the games. The first game we look at is the Arizona Cardinals traveling into Carolina to take on the Panthers. I really don't understand how the Panthers are favored by 2.5 points at this point, but I'm not really going to get into it because I don't want to upset any Panthers fans. Arizona tied Seattle last week and Carolina is fresh off a bye week. What was once featured as the NFC Championship game last year now looks to be one of a beatdown for the reigning NFC champion. Take the Cardinals plus 2.5 and straight up.
All right, I got the Carolina Panthers minus 2.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. I think they fixed some things during the bye week. The Cardinals are coming off a very hard-fought game against the Seahawks, and the Panthers pretty much need to win the rest of their games if they want to make the playoffs. At 1-5, it's pretty much a long shot, but this will go a long way for their confidence, and I think at home they'll pull out the win. So take the Panthers straight up and minus 2.5.
Our second matchup features Oakland traveling into Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Based on how well these two offenses got going last week, we could be in for a real barn burner in this one. Both of these teams have specialists who are great at making plays like Amari Cooper or Mike Evans. This one might as well be a toss of a coin. Let's take the Buccaneers this week, as I think Quan Alexander is going to give the Raiders offensive line hell this week.
All right, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 1.5 against the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders are playing back-to-back road games. They've played in Jacksonville last week, and now they're playing in Tampa Bay. Now, they didn't travel back to California. They stayed in Florida, which was a smart move by them. But I just think winning back-to-back road games is tough in the NFL. Tampa Bay's got their offense rolling. Mike Evans is playing great football right now. He's got a really good rapport with Jameis Winston. So I think the Bucs will outscore the Raiders in this one. So take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 1.5 and straight up.
Our third matchup will look at a potential NFC Playoff matchup when the Packers go into Atlanta to take on the Falcons. The Packers took care of the Bears last Thursday, and Atlanta got sideswiped by the Chargers thanks to an unsuccessful 4th and 1. I am not a believer in the Packers, and I also think Atlanta is a different team than last year, and I don't think they start to slide in the losing streak just yet. This week, the Falcons bounce back in a big way against a mediocre Packer defense.
Got the Green Bay Packers minus 2.5 and straight up against the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Packers saw that the Vikings lost to the Eagles, and that opened up the division for them to come back. The Falcons might be doing what they did last year, start out 6-0 and then collapse. So we've got to look out for that. And I think Green Bay can expose the Falcons defense and just pretty much outscore the Falcons here. So take the Green Bay Packers minus 2.5 and straight up.
Our last game is one near and dear to my heart when the Eagles travel into Dallas to take on the Cowboys. We always have homemade lasagna night for every Eagles-Cowboys matchup during the regular season here, and this year won't be any different. Zeke and Dak are coming off of their bye week after an impressive win at Lambeau Field, and the Eagles may be coming off their most impressive game yet. This is going to be a real slugfest as these teams are pretty evenly matched. The Eagles' defense is slightly better than the Cowboys, and the Cowboys' offense is just slightly better than the Eagles. I like the Cowboys to win this one straight up because they're at home, but I think the Eagles only lose by 3 points, so take the Eagles plus 4.
I like the Dallas Cowboys minus 4 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Cowboys are actually going to win this game fairly easily. I think the Cowboys are coming off their bye. Dez Bryant's coming back. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I guess we'll find out. But it's still a weapon that the Eagles defense has to deal with. The Cowboys have a great front line, and the Eagles win with their defensive front getting after the quarterback. It's going to be pretty difficult for them to do that against this Cowboys offensive line. Ezekiel Elliott is one of the best running backs in the league already, and he will show in prime time that he is a big-time player. So take the Dallas Cowboys -4 and straight up.
My upset pick, I'm shooting in the dark this week after San Francisco gave me a good run and then just let a 14-0 lead against Tampa Bay and just blew it. This week, for my sake, I think Blake Bortles and Allen Robinson go off in primetime. Take the Jaguars +3.5.
All right, for my upset pick of the week, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns +2.5 over the New York Jets. Now, I don't really have any rhyme or reason why, statistically, why the Browns are going to win this game. It's just a feel. I think this might be the last opportunity for the Browns to get a win. So I'm just going to go with the Cleveland Browns +2.5 against the New York Jets and take the Browns straight up.
And here is the rest of our picks for Week 8. For this week's question of the week, in our Sunday night game, which player will have the game of their lives that night? And you should include the statistics. Best comments get featured in next week's video. Good luck to everyone. For this week's Shane Report, Mr. Super Pedro 1 didn't agree with us picking against a last place in NFL rankings team to upset his Raiders, concluding with, haters gonna hate, F it. To this I respond, I want to close the Shane Report with a happy Halloween to all. May you little ones load up on candy and may you bigger ones get drunk as hell. Be safe this year and have fun.
This is everything about it's a clam. I love it.
That's exactly.
In the Hatbox Pick'em League, we had a shift in power from last week, and Cameron Cressamore has taken sole first place with an overall record of 71-35. Congratulations to him, and don't forget to set your picks before the end of this week. In the Hatbox Survivor Pool, we saw only 5 people out of our final 11 lose in Week 7, resulting in 3 more people being eliminated from contentions. Good luck to the last 8 people still standing. Out of those still standing, there are only 2 people who have yet to get a strike against them. Our Week 7 leader is, again, our own Billy B. Billy B has yet to get a strike against him and chose the Denver Broncos, who in turn won by 18 points. Congratulations to him, and don't forget to set your lineup by the end of the week. Billy B found extreme success in the last 4 weeks, and if you aren't riding his bandwagon yet, you will be after Week 8. I will be starting to do a few giveaways for NFL and official Hatbox merchandise starting this week on my Twitter account, so be sure to follow it there. Don't forget to set your lineups in my Pick'em and Survivor pools, and don't forget to answer this week's question of the week. I hope all of you have a great week making your predictions and enjoy the game. I'll see you dudesons in the next video. Peace.